Hello and welcome back to Nerddom. My name is Matt, and finally, another new Marvel project has been shown. We've been hearing about Captain America New World Order for a very long time, and now it looks like it's gone through a little bit of a rebrand. The new title is Brave New World, and we've been seeing this movie filmed for what seems like forever, but I think it's only been maybe a year or two. Even still, a year or two. Kind of funny. So much so that The Boys even made fun of it. Now, while I haven't watched The Boys this season yet, I just seen this clip circulating. And it's also been reported that this movie's budget is circling around, speculatively, $300 million, which is insane to think about. Insane. Where is all this money going? But we finally have a little bit of tidbit on the story of this movie, of the story of the MCU on Earth. What is going to happen? I feel like it's been a really long time since we've seen anything on Earth. And I don't know how you guys feel, but the MCU has just felt discombobulated everywhere. Everyone is not interlinked at all. Nobody talks about what happens in the other movies. And it just seems like everything is just inconsequential to one another. And of course, we are 2 weeks away from Deadpool and Wolverine, which we'll be seeing at San Diego Comic-Con in just 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. And of course, we are gearing up for San Diego Comic-Con, looking to give you guys some pretty cool videos on, cosplays or what people are liking about the convention, what people love about the convention, the coolest things that they've seen at the convention, that kind of thing. It's hopefully going to be a really good time. Kind of like what we did at WonderCon, except there might be a little bit more, if I can get it done. So I actually haven't really watched the trailer for Captain America Brave New World as of yet, but I've seen some people react online. It's kind of a mixed bag. People are like, oh, it's got Winter Soldier vibes, but then like the CG is not done. Like, I get it. It's coming out in what, February? So they have a little bit of time to finish up that CG, which is what everyone's been doing for the past probably 6 months plus. Besides shooting the Giancarlo Esposito parts, because we saw the leaked footage of that, or the leaked pictures of that, I mean. But yeah, I'm going to watch it, give our thoughts at the other end, and maybe we'll speculate a little bit on what the story is, or what's gonna happen in the MCU, and who are we gonna see in it, maybe. I don't know. Before we do, if you like what I do here, feel free to subscribe. Also, feel free to smash the like button. It really does help out the channel, get pushed out to new people. And of course, let me know your thoughts on the MCU, on Captain America. I keep wanting to say Captain Marvel. I'm so used to saying Captain Marvel now. Captain America, he's back in a way after Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. All right, let's get into the trailer. So we're gonna go a little bit of frame by frame. We got Thunderbolt Ross in office. He's probably the president as of now. So maybe we saw this is like his inauguration, maybe he's a brand new president, that kind of thing. And you see Sam coming in, talk to him. This looks like a little bit later in the movie with his blue suit. I think they're gonna have probably the white suit at the very beginning, and then transition over to the normal or Captain America look. I was trying to see what kind of place this looks like. I don't know. Thank God there's no licensed music here. I dig that. Because, Gladiator 2 kind of got a little bit in trouble recently. Thanks for coming in. Thank you for the invite, sir. So I like how they kind of just move forward with the look, the change in actors. They kind of did that with Rhodey as well in Iron Man 2. It's like, hey, it's me, let's move forward. Like, it's kind of, it's something that I personally think that, no disrespect to Chadwick Boseman, of course, what happened to him was terrible and sad, but we could have recasted. I feel like we're losing out on a lot of story. I felt like we missed out on a lot of characters and character growth and development I feel like we missed out on a lot of stories with T'Challa. I feel like we moved a little bit too fast through his arc as a character through that. And I kind of just wished for a little bit more, of course, time. Maybe it's selfish, but I think we could have still gotten a lot more stories with T'Challa involved and yeah, especially with like the X-Men coming in and stuff, we have a lot of material to do, and now we can't do it. I know we have T'Challa Jr., but I'm not sure if, you know, I'm not sure if that's like the right stuff that we want to see. Is he gonna be like Young Avengers later on? He's really young right now. Actually, how are we on the timeline? I don't even know where we are in the timeline. Does this take place before, after? They need to release some type of like canonical timeline of where we are year-wise. I think with the break that they took from making movies and TV shows, we kind of caught up in real time to the MCU. So this is 2025 in here, I think. I could be wrong. Let me know down in the comments if you know what year we're in Captain America Brave New World. Of course, all of this is happening after the blip, the fallout from the blip, Falcon the Winter Soldier. We just had Secret Invasion, dude. So we just had the president of the United States be a big part of Secret Invasion, basically saying that, you know, these aliens that tried to murder me, we're gunning for you now. You know, you're on the planet. We're going to end you. And it looks like he may have lost re-election because of that. It kind of is a funny little easy way to kind of push him aside, push that whole storyline aside. We're doing something else here with Thaddeus. Like, we need to have him in order so that the Thunderbolts can happen. Again, on the new look, Harrison Ford, sure. You know, we'll see what he can do with Thaddeus Ross. He brings a little bit of funny part right here.
Lose the mustache or lose the election.
You know, it's a little bit funny. Can you imagine him giving a presidential speech? It was funny when I saw a meme that said he played the president in Air Force One when it was age accurate for the time in the 90s, and now he's playing it age-old accurate for nowadays. Can you believe you're playing the president twice in your entire life, and it was 30 years separated, but then it both reflected the world that we're in? It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. You and I haven't always agreed in the past, talking about, of course, Civil War, since this is the same Thaddeus Ross from there, and theoretically the same Thaddeus Ross as Incredible Hulk. So we haven't agreed in the past, meaning, yeah, I locked your ass up in the raft. Sorry about that. I know Steve Rogers broke you out and all that stuff, but and then also possibly talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier storylines of the government giving Captain America as a classification within the military, within their apparatus, versus it being a private person, let's say with the Avengers. So we kind of dealt with that in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and it looks like they got rid of it. Now they want to bring it back again. So are you reusing storylines? Are you reusing stuff that we've already played through? Not so sure. He's visiting someone here. I think this is taking place, maybe, I don't know who he's seeing. Who do you think he's seeing in prison? Very, very interesting here. I want to make another run of making Captain America an official military position. And then we get to this right here, the 5th Fleet. This looks like an aircraft carrier and its squadron, of course. And then we see some planes. Now, who are these planes? I'm trying to distinguish on these markings who they are. We got some red dots on here. So are they US fighters? Are they Japanese? Are they somebody else? Well, I'm not sure. And if we disagree, he says, on how to manage a situation, talking about, again, the Sokovia Accords and when to deploy superhumans or metahumans out into the field. We see this character, which is, I forgot her name, but she's been stirring up some controversy lately, and I kind of don't even want to touch on that, honestly. But I think I saw that she is a like trusted ally of Thaddeus or something like that. So I could be completely wrong. How to manage a situation, then what happens? Okay, so here's the interesting part. We got some missiles being launched here, and what do we see in the background? Do we finally see a reference to Tiamut, the Celestial that's hanging out of the planet? It took them forever to do, but it kind of does look like that's what's going on here. Missiles are being deployed out of a submarine next to Tiamut. Now this could be something else entirely, but it kind of does look like it, so if we can slow it down, we're gonna slow it down right here, and then we're gonna watch these missiles. So that's the strike team, it looks like. Missiles being deployed, and then we got this island right here. And does that look like a hand? Does that look like a hand right there? Does it look like a hand is kind of either reflecting or is it missing some? So it's quite possible that they're taking Tiamut and the materials that he's made out of and been mining it the entire time although it's kind of hard to keep it a secret because it's been all over the news. So it's quite possible that it is now a demilitarized zone, that kind of thing. So yeah, are they finally going to address Tiamut the Celestial hanging out of the earth? We're going to find out, I guess. But then could it also just be, you know, an island or a base or something like that? I still think it's Tiamut, finally. And then Thaddeus says, work with me, Sam. So he, I guess, maybe is going to become part of the military apparatus again. We see an attack, we see him clapping. This might be his like inaugural dinner, and it looks like he's clapping at Sam, but then we also see Isaiah. Now, Isaiah Bradley was introduced to the MCU in Falcon and the Winter Soldier as a super soldier program. We see him here as a super soldier program after World War II, and he definitely looks cleaned up. So it's quite possible now that since he has gotten the recognition in the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier when he's in the museum with Captain America, or with Steve Rogers per se, we talk about Isaiah Bradley. Now he is a public figure and the secrets of what he did are kind of coming out. But we do see some Manchurian Candidate behavior right here with him pulling a Secret Service pistol and then trying to assassinate Thaddeus. Now, Isaiah is still strong as hell with the super soldier serum in him, and he's able to kick ass on this Secret Service person, and then he starts shooting. You see Sam saying no, and then gun cocks, yep. And then he shoots at the president. Luckily for the president, the glass is semi-bulletproof to a certain degree, and then it shatters. But then it looks like Isaiah doesn't finish the job, or did he? It's quite possible that those bullets did make it through and strike him, and maybe this is what starts the entire plot. So, assassination attempt on the president, kind of a big deal. And then of course done by an ex or a current super soldier of the past. We see Cap messing with some people, and then we see the Secret Service SWAT team arrive. It's possible that they're going after Isaiah, and then Isaiah makes it out of the window from the office that we saw earlier. It looks like the same shot as kind of Winter Soldier. This is definitely giving you Winter Soldier vibes, but this is more so a, like I said, Manchurian, not a Manchurian Candidate per se, but just like a brainwashed dude instead of, you know, a secretive, he's in the public eye versus a secretive ghost figure, the Winter Soldier. So this February we see the White House, and what's wild is this is gonna be after the election. It's gonna be crazy. So right here he says your inner circle is compromised, so maybe he wasn't struck, maybe he was saved by the bulletproof glass, has been compromised. And then we see a radio station. Now could this be sending out signals that messed with Isaiah, or is this something just completely different? That's what we don't know. We see Sam running with his buddy, I forgot his name, from Falcon Winter Soldier. I mean, it was like 2 years ago, so, and he didn't really make a huge impression, but it's kind of cool that he's rolling with the buddy, and it looks like he's going to be here to stay. And then this hallway, I think we do see an action sequence later in this hallway. We have the chair. Now this is definitely reminiscent of Winter Soldier. This is the thing that they use to like scramble his brains, the chair, and then they put the thing on top of him. But that's definitely what it's supposed to be given the vibes of, is the Winter Soldier is, that's his name, Torres. So Torres is his buddy. What if it's a trap? And then we see, here's the white suit. So I think this is probably how they start the movie. Just like Civil War, it starts with a single mission and then it leads into the plot. So maybe he completes a mission and then goes into the showing up at the White House to meet Thaddeus, talk about it being a military position again. And then we get into like the inaugural address with the glass, and that's when Isaiah tries to do the assassination attempt. But this might be like the very first action of the movie, the very first event, and you see him in the white suit. That shield is brand spanking new, isn't it? It's not bad for almost 400 years old. We see here, this is, I'm trying to see what this sign says right here. So I kind of want to play it in slow-mo and see if I can see what that sign says. Ah, you can see it. So let's scoot it back. Let's see if I can capture it. Global Unity. So this sign is the Global Unity Summit, and it says United States. So this looks like the world kind of coming together after the events of Falcon the Winter Soldier and others. So, oh, we see a different individual now. Is this a politician or world leader of the planes that we saw in the earlier shot with the red circles. You see a red circle right here. So is this the state that is kind of attacking in the other shots? Possibly. Now we see the same aircraft carrier in that strike group. It's on fire, and we do see planes, but I don't see if there's red dots. These do look like American planes. It says you're a pawn. Now we see these two characters. Gosh, she is a tiny lady, huh? See there, she's a tall lady. I think she's a tiny lady. But we do see these two characters walking through a hallway with their guns drawn a little bit later. Now, whose funeral is this? Is this a Steve Rogers funeral? Is this Isaiah? Is this someone else? Is it a Secret Service agent that falls in the line of duty? Something like that. I'm not sure what kind of uniforms these are. If you know, please let me know. This badge right here kind of makes me think that they're Secret Service, but I could be completely wrong. And then we have this sequence. I think this takes place in the same hallway as this. So this is in the same base, and the same base as, of course, the chair. They could be misleading us, but it looks like these guys are guarding some type of secret military place thing. And it looks like he's knocked out a couple of people already, but I mean, wouldn't you attack somewhere else? This is kind of like lame. It's kind of a lame shot. Remember, Sam Wilson does not have any super strength. He is just a dude with wings and guns. We see Jean Esposito tearing up some GMC. Good product placement for GMC. Nice. I want to see what's in this A Brave. Enter, so the GMC is getting blow up. And there's Esposito. A Brave. Okay, so it's just this fight scene. Who is fighting in there? No idea. Okay, now here's the two characters that we saw earlier coming out. So I do believe they're on top. They're inside of the aircraft carrier. So it's possible that we have another Winter Soldier situation where there's maybe secret moles or secret organization kind of making moves. Again, is it original? I kind of want to see for sure if they're retreading the same grounds. If it's like a political thriller, political military thriller, that's kind of cool. And she's very close to her head, so that's actually kind of scary. That's kind of scary, right? I don't know if you want to be the point man in that situation with that gun right next to you. You move anywhere, you're donezo. So I'm not sure. I'm not a military person like that. We see the president out in front. Now this is cherry blossom season, so the blooms are out in force. And then we see Sam. It looks like they want to make you think that these guys are shooting at Sam, but I think those guys are shooting at someone else, and Sam is actually protecting himself against debris. So this doesn't look like a machine gun. It actually looks more like an explosion. So these guys are kind of shooting up. I'm curious what they're shooting at. They're shooting up, and then he is blocking himself from debris, so possibly an explosion or something like that. Now, this is kind of the shots that people were critiquing. I agree, it's a little early to critique, but the idea here is that there's something huge going on during cherry blossom season, and yeah, stuff is kind of messed up. It doesn't look very good so far, but of course, it's not final shots. But you're not Steve Rogers, so it looks like we're gonna kind of keep treading the same grounds of, I'm not sure how many people, normies, have watched Falcon the Winter Soldier. They go, wait, Captain America, isn't that Steve Rogers? Or are they, so out of the loop that they didn't watch that, or they don't know that he gave it to him? Maybe they're picking this up as if you just watched Endgame, and when he gives him the shield, then he's kind of have to do the same thing character-wise of, it doesn't feel like it's mine. I think we're going to kind of retread those grounds again. You're not Steve Rogers. And he picks up the shield in his third act suit in the cherry blossoms. And then we see, I think this is completely separated. It looks a little bit different. And then here's the action sequence with those soldiers with the brown stuff, brown camo, and then his buddy, Torres. And he's throwing the shield, man. Okay, and we see, looks like the White House is crumbling right here. Now, is it crumbling from an explosion? It looks like it. And then he goes, I'm not. And then he grows his wings. We have a Quinjet right here. And then this looks like another earlier mission. So this looks like Tiamut again in the middle of the ocean. And we have Captain America, Falcon, whatever you want to call him, in what seems to be like a flight suit. So he does have a helmet on right here. It's definitely going to sell more toys for sure. It looks pretty cool in my opinion. And then he flies off and, oh, he's missing the missiles. So good point right here. Are these the same missiles that the strike group shot out in the air. So are they trying to take down Cap for some reason? Wouldn't be surprised. And there's another shot of the suit. Kind of looks almost like a Ant-Man helmet, to my opinion. Let's see. Yeah, it kind of looks like, oh no, it's pretty cool. It looks like Taskmaster, actually. Looks close to a Taskmaster helmet. And then we see him breaking the sound barrier right here. So, oh wait, he just hits one of those planes. So it's possible that those planes that we saw earlier were American planes. And then here we go. We got 2 flyers in the air. This looks like Torres, and then this looks like our new Cap. There's a better shot of his helmet, and then there he is going super duper fast like a jet. So what are my thoughts? Hopefully, like I said, it doesn't retread old ground from older Captain America stuff and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because it's kind of unfair that we're getting the same growth of a character not feeling like it's his place. But it looks like it's getting fairly good views. Let me know what you guys think of the trailer and the plot synopsis of what's going to happen down in the comments below. Red Hulk smash. I forgot about that part. So we hit the title screen and they're using like the kind of like generic trailer. And then at the very end for the stinger, we of course have Red Hulk. So Red Hulk, a lot different than normal Hulk, but how is Sam going to go against him? And has he been Hulk this entire time, or does he get turned into the Hulk? We also did kind of miss, there is a little shot of a hand. I forgot where it was, but he may be the leader. Now the leader, it was kind of hinted at a long time ago in Incredible Hulk with the scientist dude who has his head like growing and stuff. But we do see someone talking and he kind of has like green hands right here. So this right here may be someone, or it could just be a photographer. So it's possible that Thaddeus employs the leader to make himself into a Hulk. Of course, they could shock us, but I do believe that this is Thaddeus Ross as Red Hulk. And he's a little bit different, like I said, than Hulk. He's got different abilities. You know, how is Sam going to beat him? He's got to use different methods than the other Hulk, and we'll see what he does, but pretty cool. It's kind of crazy how this political thriller turns into a comic book movie at the end kind of thing. Even though it's always been a comic book movie. I think this looks pretty good. I mean, it's just a quick shot from the side and then down. That's a fun little trailer shot for sure. They knew what they had with that one. But yeah, that's basically it. We will see the trailer again on the big screen in a couple weeks. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below of the trailer, of the MCU, and anything else that's going on. What are your thoughts? Do you like the trailer? Do you like what's going on? Do you like Anthony Mackie and him always grinning? If you like the video, feel free to subscribe. Also, feel free to smash Red Hulk, smash the like button. Really does help out the channel again. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.